Alec Powell, and this is Freddy the Frog. Now, it's an effect that's geared primarily for younger children, but I use it in a lot of shows because very often you find with the old ones there are one or two little ones there, and it's ideal to feed this in for them. And as long as the older ones know you're not patronising them, they usually go along with it. You say, have you heard the story of Freddy the Frog? No? Well, I'm going to show it. I'll tell it to you now. And here he is. Now, Freddy the Frog, he used to live behind this log. And this is him. Now, Freddy the Frog was a very fine fellow. His coat was bright red and his waistcoat was yellow. He could swim like an otter or float like a log. A very fine fellow was Freddy the Frog. But Daffy the Duck had a big appetite and decided to look for his supper one night. And as he was swimming around this log, who should he see there but Freddy the Frog. "Good evening," said Daffy, "and how do you do? I'd like to make a nice supper of you." So he swallowed him up from his toe to his head. And that was the end of that frog called Fred. But Freddy the Frog knew a magic spell, and with all of his problems, it's perhaps just as well. 1, 2, 3, abracadabra, or whatever your word is, said Freddy the Frog, and he safely returned to the back of his log. And that's the story of Freddy the Frog and Daffy the Duck, who didn't get his supper that night. One of the last things we've actually had silk screen. We've moved on because the printing process is changing now, and it's made in plastic and wood. As I say, one of the last things that we had silk screened.